Hey, up! Come on, girls. Come on. Hi, everybody. Let's go, come on. Hello, everybody. Come on. Hey. What? No black cat. No black cat. Get paint on you. I've never really done performance. Have you done performance before? It's quite intoxicating. No, there is a possession in a story. I think there's a bit like, you know, last night we were talking about paintings and pictures and stuff, and how there's a bit of you know, paintings are like big human magic, and when humans start making pictures, they're on cave walls. Nobody's going to move a cave wall. They're like really fixed in position. And then they were in churches, and then we were decorating churches, and our pictures were in churches, and then pictures become like, oh, on bits of wood, and they can kind of float around and carry stories of themselves and be framed. And now we have television and movies which are just meant to float around, and the internet, and it's all meant to float. And all this kind of super magic is just the same with musical instruments. When we were talking to Sebastian last night, the musician, he's saying how, like, you know, he really enjoys the realness of doing real gigs, and that's almost all he does. He doesn't really do much recorded music, and you can understand it because it's like, and if art is like magic. Somebody's shooting something quite close. I hope it's not my billy goat. Better go see them. I can smell the powder. It's close enough to smell the... Hey, oi, oi, oi. Yeah, there, nibbler. Nibbler, hey? You nibbler. I haven't always got food. And watch them big horns, hey? Good boy. One. Right, good girls. There's something about like pictures have to be. I mean, I actually just went to a gallery last weekend, and I really enjoyed seeing pictures without the artist being there, the artist being dead. But there's also that's not necessary. That needn't be the case. Maybe we like seeing pictures without the artist because we're kind of used to it because the market has demanded that of artists. But maybe I'm not happy with that. Maybe it'd be interesting, good if all of artists were often present when you go to see their gallery work, and they can kind of explain their work and where they're from. Of course, it's like an uncontrollable. Often we make art as a controllable little thing in a frame. Because it's a deep narrative, I've made this big long narrative. Sometimes people can't know the whole narrative when they look at my pictures, and it's a kind of personal narrative. It's a personal narrative that involves, you know, the world. So. Hopefully there's a lot of popular storytelling in it. There's part of my story, like nationhood and war and Disney, you know, involve lots of other people's story as well. So it's the bits of story we share. There is a performative aspect to making pictures, and I don't see why there shouldn't be a performative part of presenting pictures. And the last few pictures I've made have been in public, and I've really enjoyed that. It's both been quite motivational for me, and also it intrigues human beings because it's like it's not just a picture on a wall in a gallery somewhere distant, especially for people who are maybe not used to going to galleries, and so when they see them getting made in the street, I don't know. It's more. They can get to grips with it somehow. Get to grips with the concept of picture making a bit more. Like the concept, the actual. Just there's a bloke making a picture. Oh, that's how you make pictures. And it's like, yeah, this is how I make a picture. What, you making a picture? I'm making a picture of that. Oh yeah, I can see that. Right. How you? And it so you, something. And then it brings people into the picture, and yeah, and that's good, isn't it? What's that? I do think I know what art is from time to time, and it is like a kind of magic. It's the conversation with creation, isn't it? It's the creative conversation with creation. And if it's the creative conversation with creation, I mean, it's a thing that's moving all the time. Something that maybe something can be art and then not be art. And I think art is definitely a kind of human dream. It's the kind of dream part that, I don't know, it's the like dream bit that humans do. To tell them if they're, it's like a dream. If you're doing wrong because you're having nightmares, and your art becomes nightmares if the society's doing wrong. But the society's so big, who knows whether it's going wrong or right. But I think art's the dream somehow. It's like humanity's dream. So that's kind of what art is. Does the dream exist?